I start singing to myself and everything.
Oh, Christmas tree, Christmas tree.
Yeah, I have to be good, but I don't know what god I can pick that's good. That's death. Maybe I can just settle for war causes.
And just everyone.
Can I just round it up?
That is a good death.
Well, can't you pick like
Chaotic evil.
That's
That's the exact opposite. Well, you're half right. It has to be Forgotten Realms. That's what's getting me. They had a big post about it on the DM's page. I don't remember reading it though.
But there's an answer?
There is an answer.
Okay, hold on. I have access to Google.
Yeah. There's like a rule for what god you pick, and I know it has to be Forgotten Realms, but all the gods of death are like evil. So maybe I can just round up and be like,
you are your own god.
Yeah, I know you can be lawful evil, but no, even then that's war.
Well, death domain deities?
Well, you can do custom god. Remember that?
Not
D&D. You can do custom deity. You construct a good god of death.
This has got to have been discussed on Reddit, right?
No, it was on the Facebook page for the Adventurers League, the DM.
Okay,
that I can look up.
That's hard to find.
When you choose a death domain, can't you actually choose a life domain as well?
Hey Siri, what's
That's
a
a good
good god
question.
of death?
So could you choose a life domain as part of your grave cleric?
Can I just worship the Undertaker from the WWE? Who's your god? The Undertaker! And just come out, my weapon is a steel chair. And then here comes with the steel chair! Wow!
Look at what it shows. It shows you can do custom deity.
Nah, they posted the, what is it, the add-on they do every time they release a new book. So I can just look that up online. Let's see here.
5 hours later.
Oh, when I thunder my thunder monitor, it actually adds
using a warhammer.
Here's a lawful neutral guy.
Lawful neutral?
Lawful neutral. Close enough, right?
Kelimvor Lionsbane?
That is long. Oh, no. Kelimvor, lawful neutral, yep. Alright, I guess I'm doing that guy.
Right, he's god of death, right?
Yep. So, yeah, I guess that's what I'm doing.
It's like, what's your arm class? Overnight death.
Yeah.
Did you see the picture of him?
No. I just saw his name in the
He
book.
looks like a pro wrestler, man. You gotta...
Yeah! Ooh, yeah!
Oh, and what's this? He comes out with another steel chair.
With a steel chair! Pop, pop! I challenge the main enemy to a ladder match. Rage in the cage!
Rage in the cage! Yeah.
Bonesaw is ready! Oh my god.
Yeah, it's not it's kind of hard to see, but, you know, you got some good 70s burns and the headband, the whole thing, man. You're ready to rock.
That's fantastic. Alright, I guess that's my god now.
Yeah, Kelimvor,
You have to
man.
be prepared for me to be
Guys,
very
this
handsy.
is why they have
My
no...
character.
This
So wait, who did you... You're
what
Bahamut.
happens if you make a game with no rolls? I win.
Oh god. Can I be... no.
No rolls, I win.
Oh god of murder. No.
I am a...
That'll load up.
I am a
It's
friendly old neighborhood god of murder.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That'll
like
do.
Josh.
Who's your deity, Josh?
What?
Does your... What's your elf's name? Josh? Josh the elf?
Yeah.
And what deity does Josh worship? Do you want to convert to Kelimvar?
Or do you want to convert to Moradin?
There's not a lot of elves worshiping Moradin. It's a very unusual deity for them.
That could be very persuasive.
And you want to hear the description on
You're a man of
elves?
science, right? You don't believe in deities?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, what character are you playing? A little scientist?
A gnome artificer.
Oh,
I'm
that's
a
cool.
gnome artificer scientist who's also a gun maker.
Let me tell you,
And he
that's,
shoots guns.
that's more of an engineer than a scientist.
Oh, valid point. Valid
Hey, my
point.
guy is technically a scientist, and my guy's also really good with smith's tools and glass blowing tools. Because my guy's guns are ether guns.
Still sounds like an engineer.
He might be right, Cody. You might be more of an
Okay, mad
It's
engineer
a
than
science.
very scientist kind of material. It's flowing everywhere in my lab.
Are you sure you can trust a mad scientist with a gun?
No,
Nope, never.
it's not a
No.
good idea.
And again, every mad scientist in a movie is technically a mad engineer. A mad scientist would just falsify their data and say their standard error is really good. A mad scientist, the engineer is the one who makes the stuff.
Hey, I am
of
a
first-
mad scientist with a gun. Will
Yeah,
you be my friend?
yeah. See, right there, that's an engineer because he calculated the vectors. That's all physics. That's all physics. But a scientist would just be like, all right, be like, what's the chemical composition of your gunpowder? And
And I'm
like,
like-
what's your sample size? Is this peer reviewed? And then you'd be like, no, and I'm like, see, that's a mad scientist.
That's crazy talk. You're not doing peer review?
Yeah, it's not peer reviewed.
What's your K score? K26? Die!
This is. Are you even public? Do you have a PhD?
Okay, let's talk in more.
The size of an ammo packet for a
That's the only thing I learned in like
Yes.
4 years of science.
Let's
Let me
talk
tell
in
you.
more concrete.
Mad science is when you're like, I didn't get this approved by the
Okay,
ethics
are
committee and my
we
standard
ready?
deviation is like 20 and you're like, that's bad science. And then it's like, hey, I brought back a guy from the dead with electricity. I'm like, that's engineering. I don't know that guy. We're not
I
the
don't
same
know
club.
that guy. Are we ready? Is everybody
Yeah,
up?
we're all set.
Everybody good?
Now that we worked out the God thing, we're all good to go.
There it is.
Hey, when we're in town, can my guy buy 25 gold pieces worth of material to build everyone's
Your
guns?
bottle is lucky. Your bottle is lucky.
So you guys are in
Spin it
town.
on this
You're in
and
the
it
great
went-
town of Waterdeep. One of the great towns on the Sword Coast. Do we have factions? Backgrounds? I need factions and backgrounds. That
My background is Acolyte.
Acolyte?
I
Yeah,
know
I think we're all acolytes. We're three acolytes.
Acolytes.
It's a religious thing.
We're all in a bar trying to get people to convert to our religion.
Lord's Alliance.
Lord's Alliance. Okay, excellent.
I'm a kid that lives in a tree
I will.
village.
I'm Emerald Enclave.
Just kidding,
We're
I'm
gonna
not
do
a
Emerald
kid
Enclave on this
anymore.
one.
I will do
That makes the most sense for a hunter.
Morden. No,
Morden. His own faction.
Harper's Secrets, right?
Harper's Secrets, yeah.
Or what's the other one?
Harper's are the yeah.
I guess I'm a
Your
fighter
great
3.
domain, Emerald Enclave.
Emerald Enclave.
According,
Yeah.
according to my character sheet, I am fighter 3.
That makes sense.
No.
Grave domain is you hunt the undead because it's
Axebeard,
unnatural.
you're Harper?
Yeah.
Okay. If you fight the undead.
He's like low.
Cody, do you have a faction?
Zombies
like a nice public domain.
Cody, do you have a
First
faction?
do my religion and then join my faction.
And Josh, does Josh have a faction?
First the religion, then the world.
In the world.
Do you have a faction?
You could be what was you, Lord's Alliance? What's left?
You know I could have.
Order the gauntlet.
Gauntlet the
Here's my
people with the
background. I
Z.
live in a
Zenturin.
tree.
The Zenturin.
My name
I
is
could have done
Josh.
that and just been lawful
What is
people.
it?
My guy's probably
Oh,
a
he's
super
chaotic good.
genius.
Super genius?
You would
Because
have
he
to
has
be
+3.
Gauntlet.
Gauntlet or Emerald Enclave.
But his background
Anything
is
except the
saved.
Z people.
And he actually read every book in every library.
I have like
he's been to.
12.
So one of the things that your sage has become aware of that's going on in Waterdeep is there's a shortage, a significant shortage of water purification minerals. So within Waterdeep, there is a
you can get a musket and
large
curse straw. That's a weapon
Fish
you
tank.
yes.
Okay, let's
You
try
can
out
fish
20.
tank community
Curse is
needs. Some of these fish tanks are huge, elaborate, almost 6,000 gallon fish tanks in major manor houses. The water is coming straight off the river. It's going into these people's houses where they purify the water and they have freshwater fish. Sometimes they have very hard to find saltwater tanks with interesting creatures from the sea. Right, Waterdeep is along the sea, so there's this huge fish tank community, Cody, that you're in contact with. Just because as an artificer you're interested in chemicals and chemical compounds, and these people have been complaining for weeks about a shortage in one of the chemicals that's used for water filtration and purification. And you've been looking into this. You've made contact with a group of dwarves that bring this mineral down from the mines, and they say that their shipment sizes have not changed in years, and they can't explain the current shortages. But there's definitely some kind of strange shortage going on that seems to have been going on for a couple of weeks.
My guy's guessing maybe someone's mined in from Waterdeep to the sewers. And maybe it's this. Has my guy any books about a guy called like the Xanthar or something
You've
like
never heard of such a character.
Oh no, my guy's like read about adventurers who've been in like the sewers and like that. Like my guy's
Yes.
read every book. Has
Did
my
they
guy-
find it?
Yes.
Has my guy heard of Beholder living under Waterdeep?
It's D&D and we all have magic.
So all of the acolytes are meeting in a bar,
Yep.
working on converting everybody.
Everyone.
We have a competition going.
When
It's a drinking game.
when
We get
you
really
when you
into
are
it.
contacted by your
Terrible,
Harper
terrible joke.
representative,
Three
right?
acolytes
So
walk into a bar.
as a Harper, you know like two other Harpers,
Who
and this is the guy
converts
you
the
know. You're just kind of starting out on your Harper mission. You came here to Waterdeep for some advanced training in infiltration.
Okay.
So the part of the Harper organization that you're interested in is criminal organizational infiltration. So you're in a group that's training to be, basically double agents within criminal empires.
Okay.
Dope.
Right now.
This guy contacts you and he says, we're really glad you came when you did. Like a lot of people that are undergoing your training, there's a massive shortage in agents that are able to do infiltration work because all of our guys that have been doing infiltration work have started disappearing. We've lost like 35 agents in the last month, which is unheard of. It generally takes us about 2 years to put an agent in position. These agents are all have all been tangentially related to an investigation of the Thieves Guild. So the standard Thieves Guild, which has various factions and things like that, which aren't important because you're a low-level dignitary, they're a low-level harper at this point. But there has been a major... something is going on. Either betrayal, we're not even finding bodies, these guys are just disappearing. And we've lost, like I said, 35 of them in the last month. We need to put you in fairly quickly with a group of dwarves that we think have contact with the Thieves Guild and see how much progress you could make.
Okay.
So if you could get together a group of 5 or 6 people, they are going to be presenting some evidence to the Harpers that we need to collect from them tonight. So we need to move fairly quickly on this. They're going to be doing it down by the docks, in a standard freaky pier kind of exchange, right? And they're going to be bringing some material in that we need to collect and return to the Harpers as quickly as possible.
Okay. And these 35 people that have disappeared, they've been under for a while, or they were just put in and they disappeared?
Some of these agents have been in deep cover for years.
Okay.
Right. This is a major problem that we're experiencing here in Waterdeep, and one of the reasons why we've brought you in to help train you, because we know we're going to have to replace these agents. Okay. But before we start moving other agents into the field, we want to get a better sense of what's going on. And ideally, these dwarves... Cody, how you doing?
I really have to go.
Pee?
Yes.
Is there someone in the bathroom?
Yes.
Can you wait?
No, it's like getting really...
Jump up and down on 1 foot.
Okay, that won't help.
Go bang on the door and tell them you're waiting. They may not know. They may be in there reading comics.
Why do you constantly that?
Josh, you're a member of the Lord's Alliance.
Me too.
Right? So you were brought before one of the masked lords of Waterdeep, right? During a dinner banquet that you're attending with your girlfriend. She escorts you into a back room where you think you're going to have a small tryst.
Yeah,
but instead, you are escorted into a room with one of the masked lords. And the masked lord tells you that an ancient enemy of the city of Waterdeep has resurfaced in a panic. Evidently, there was recently a major power struggle beneath the city that has led to some... How'd it go?
What's the power struggle?
We don't know yet. But it's deep, and it's dark, and it's nefarious. And what we need you to do is help investigate this struggle within the underworld of Waterdeep. We think that there are some members of the Thieves Guild who have recently stolen some remains from this war, this battle, this power struggle, and these remains may give us a good clue in terms of what's going on with the power struggle, which sides are involved, and how the war is going. Cool? Cool. All right, so...
Well, one thing, who am I meeting at the docks again?
Some dwarves.
Some dwarves who are going to give me some...
Some dwarves that have some evidence for the Harpers.
And those dwarves are part of the Thieves Guild.
You're not really sure. He didn't really tell you.
Okay, they're just some
But
dwarves.
you're definitely training to be in kind of that underworld environment where people's motives are not always clear, and it's not uncommon for you to be sent on missions, simple missions to, go get an envelope from this guy, the shoemaker on Thursday, and bring it to some other guy, right?
Okay,
that's kind of the training you're in. You don't ask questions.
Yes.
You go where you're told and do what you're asked to do. But you do need some backup on this one.
Yeah.
Particularly people that aren't going to ask a lot of questions that you have a drinking relationship with, which luckily you have. As some more... what are you? You're playing an elf. As an elf walks into the bar as well as a gnome artificer. Uh-huh. Do you want to introduce yourselves to each other? Or we already did that kind of. Everyone kind of knows we don't need
Well,
to
we know each other.
Yeah, we know each other.
The acolytes are chatting.
Yeah, and so I was thinking, I had a great time with you guys, drinking and trying to convert people. I was thinking we can go walk along the docks and see if there's anything nice to see. It's a beautiful night out. We can go check it out. What do you guys think?
Yeah, sure.
Alright, sounds good.
My character reach out and pat you on the shoulder. Yes, Bahamut's blessing guide you and cast guidance on you.
Thank you. Moradin will take care of all my needs. But thank you, though.
Have guidance anyway.
Yes. Oh, guidance. That's good.
D4 on your next ability. It's like a minute.
Well.
D4 on your next ability check.
Alright.
Get used to it.
And
It's very handsy.
did you see these 2 new people that just walked in? What do you think of them? An elf and a gnome.
Was I there for the Lord's Alliance meeting?
Well, they just walked into the bar where we are.
Well, that's my question though. Was I there for the
Yeah, was
Lord's
it a
Alliance?
group meeting? Is it like the weekly gathering of
Yeah.
the Alliance dudes?
as well.
It's like
Well, no,
the-
he was at a fancy dinner party, and he's just come here looking for someone to help him, perhaps do some additional investigation into the mission that you've been given.
Hey, Lord's Alliance isn't secretive.
No.
We act in the open, so I would probably know him.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, he's dressed in fine clothes and is,
I
a
recognize him. We've
well-known
met.
minor
I know all
nobility.
the Lord's Alliance members here.
He's from your social club.
Yep. I'll wave you over.
Who's
Yes.
this? How do you know this fellow?
Oh, it's one of the Lord's Alliance members with me.
Ah, interesting.
He's part of
Well,
my
if
book club.
you would like to join, I mean,
Dun, dun, dun.
I don't know how close you are with him. If you'd like him to come along with us while we take our midnight jaunt, evening jaunt, he's definitely welcome. Any friend of
You'll get there. Give it time.
Primus.
Primus?
Primus.
Says the mysterious voice from above.
Primus, thank you.
Thank you.
The voice of Muhammad himself speaks from above to remind you
that
of
was
the
more
friggin'
than
name.
that was more than the voice of Morden, but. Yeah, they a friend of yours, a friend of mine, and use the company.
Cool.
Do you know this? What is it about?
Hero
He's
is
gone.
his name.
Hero.
Yeah, he's
Hero.
gone.
He's a famous
gone.
engineer who pretends to be a scientist.
Oh.
Yeah, he basically wears a lab coat. That's the difference, right?
Got it.
Are you an engineer or a scientist? I'll never tell.
These are important. These are important distinctions.
Yes.
I'll never tell.
So once again, we're gonna have over half the party is short.
You guys head out onto the docks.
Yeah.
You go to the drop spot. There is a storage container
drop.
that's been placed on the dock. Dim light, mist from the sea. It's about 9:30 at night, so not horribly late, but it is, after dark. The town guards are not that common down here. This is kind of a lower end of the social spectrum. As you approach the pier, there are 2 dwarves standing next to the container. It's a large wooden box. It looks like it has been recently placed here. It has ropes attached to it. Not exactly sure how it got here. They nod as you approach and wave you into the box.
I'll take care of this. I know these guys, so just give me a second. I'm gonna walk
Okay.
over.
Can I insight check him now?
Yeah.
Like
Wait,
something
can
coming
I
up
can
and
I
up.
use my guidance to do a deception check on him?
I wish I could
It's
read
been
their
longer than a
eyes.
minute. That's long
Alright,
gone.
I kind of want to use his guidance against him.
That's okay. I got an
On
11.
my last time playing D&D, I could read people's minds. I wish I had
I
that.
cannot. So what do I need to do?
You're trying to...
Insight.
Yes.
Insight, like,
That's an 11 insight to you.
what do I roll something or?
For... What are you trying to perceive? I'm
Read
sorry.
their minds.
He's just acting interesting.
Okay.
I'm trying to understand what his motives are here.
He's being shady.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's being
No,
very
he's definitely
shady.
being shady. Everyone, this whole thing is shady. You're out on the dock at night, meeting with strange people.
like
With
a
that
regular
insight
Thursday.
check, though, you do recognize these dwarves as being, as a member of the Lord's Alliance, you've seen the dark sides of society, and they appear to be members of the Zentarum.
Knew it.
Which is not Thieves Guild, which is not necessarily Waterdeepian, right? They do have outposts here, but it's a much bigger organization than Waterdeep, right?
Oh, okay. I'll cast message and whisper at him, and he only hears.
Okay.
Like, why are you hanging around with Zentarum?
Can I answer or is it?
Yeah,
just
you
one
can
word?
you can respond.
25 words or something? Isn't there a limit?
No, that's like sending.
Oh, okay, yeah,
This
yeah.
is the much weaker version.
I just do as I'm told. I don't ask questions.
I don't know the rules. I can work here. It's one of those.
I'm just like...
You trust me, right?
Fine.
And that's
Kind
it.
of. Well,
Do I trust you?
Well, that's the only extent. Only
Dun,
you hear
dun.
that, right?
It's like, you
Trust me,
praise a
right?
different god. I don't know if I can trust.
Okay,
And I'm gonna-
inside the box, there's another box, coffin-shaped box.
Okay.
Inside the coffin, there
It's
is
a dead
a monstrosity. It is bipedal. It's a human-shaped creature. It has tentacles instead of legs, but these tentacles appear to have been grafted onto the creature or somehow magically replacing his legs. It does not look normal. It looks painful. It's red and irritated. The clothing that was being worn when the transformation occurred is ripped and torn. Mm-hmm. The hands of the human have been replaced by claws, like lobster claws, but they're like red shelled lobster claws, whereas the rest of his flesh is skin. Even the tentacles are rather flesh colored. His head looks like a dwarf with a beard. And there is several beads braided into the beard. You know that beard beads are often a way in which dwarves associate with their clan or communicate that kind of stuff, social status. But on the back of his head, there's a large, fin that kind of starts at the top of his head and moves about halfway down to his back. A fish-like thing that's been somehow implanted into his skin or something. It's dead. Kind of he's dead.
It's like he's finished.
He's dead.
I don't get nothing yet, heathen.
And he's like strapped into the coffin, or
just placed in the coffin, but with like tattered clothing on him.
Okay. And there's nothing else in the box.
That's all that you see.
It's only that coffin.
Correct.
That's not creepy.
And it's how big?
Dwarf size. It's a dwarf, so a little bit bigger than this table. Like 3.5, 4 feet.
Okay.
He looks like a typical stocky dwarf, right? Looks like a healthy dwarf, but something horrible's happened to him.
Polymorph.
Alright.
Something went wrong with polymorphs.
I'm gonna put the lid back on the coffin.
Okay.
not dealing with that.
Yeah.
Bye.
I'm gonna pick up the coffin.
Correct.
And I'm gonna start.
It is heavy. This may be where you want to ask for some help.
Okay. I'm gonna peek my head
no
outside,
thanks.
and I'm gonna wave these two in.
Okay.
Yeah.
You enter the storage container. There's a dwarf-sized coffin inside.
So
the coffin is not dwarf craftsmanship, so you would never put a dwarf in a box like this.
Huh.
Right? This is a wooden box, not appropriate for a dwarven burial. As someone who's concerned about these kinds of things, you're actually outraged that this level of disrespect would be shown to a body.
Yeah, man, what that dwarf do to you, man? Not enough to kill him, you gotta put him in a poor box.
I'm offended.
That's just bad manners. That's bad manners, you heathen! Start blessing the
I
box.
did not kill this.
You are human, though.
Yeah, I'm human.
But you drop into a dwarven accent just to...
My character's Irish. I don't know. Yeah, he's like
Irish dwarf, same thing.
Yeah, he's like a Catholic priest at this point. He's just owning it. My character quotes the Bible randomly. It's fine. Everything's fine.
I wanna send. I was sent on a mission, and I need to get this box back to the rightful owners. Hopefully, they'll take care of this dwarf how it properly should be taken care of. I want to leave them in the hands of these two hooligans that are here. So if can you guys help me pick up this coffin and
his body been blessed yet?
Yeah, I'm just gonna go for an open. Has the body's at least been preserved to go and open?
Okay.
And I'm gonna hold it down before he can do it. I'm gonna say, I don't think you should look at it. It'll hurt your delicate sensibilities. But if you must, just prepare yourself. Again, I want to emphasize I had nothing to do with this.
As he's talking, I just walk over and kick open the box. I'm like, I work with the dead for a living, you bastard!
And then I get to kick off then.
Right.
You see the
Just remember, I did not do this.
Oh my god.
Okay. And then you guys take a look at it.
Yeah, I scream. Sweet, merciful Mary, mother of Joseph! He's like lighting it on fire. Like, no!
So much it needs to burn.
So one of the things you notice immediately in observing the body is not only the grotesque transformation, but also the body has been underwater or in water recently.
Okay.
It's not. It was underwater and brought out from underneath the water for a while. There's water lodging. There's moisture damage to the face
swelling,
and eyes.
Yeah. Okay.
You recognize that right away. Lake drowning kind of death. You've seen this kind of stuff before.
And we're next to water, aren't we?
You are. There's a
Okay.
large river that flows into an ocean.
Okay.
Well, he's all seeing.
So it got fished out. So I turned to you and I'm like, what in the bloody hell? What circle of hell did you fish this out of, you bastard? So I'm like trying to light the body and like dousing it in holy water. It's like
the beard.
I'll do a firebolt at the.
It's waterlogged. It won't light on fire.
At the coffin. The wooden coffin.
The beads in the beard are wrong.
Huh.
You're not exactly sure, but no one would do... Like, they're not telling... The story that the beads tell are generally chronological, and they're generally tied to the clan.
Yeah.
They start when the dwarf is born, and they follow a pattern. There are major problems with the narrative, right? And you're not... You know, you don't know his clan, you don't know his people, right? You're just used to seeing how this works, and this is not how it works.
There's plot holes in this device. Ah!
Pull them out.
Pull the corpse out.
No,
Okay.
pull the beads off the...
Pull the beads
You
out.
remove them. Okay,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Sacrilege.
You're touching.
I think we're a little past sacrilege at this point, as long as like trying to like poke the body, make sure it's dead.
While you're removing the beads, one of the beads on the inside of the bead, right, clearly hidden from view, is a Harper harp. So there's a marked bead inside his beard.
A harper.
Would he know? Or
I mean, people know who the
Would your
harpers
character know what a
are.
harper is? Would you recognize a harp?
I mean, I recognize a harp.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
a
I don't know
harp.
if I recognize the harper
most
symbol,
people-
but I'd recognize
yeah.
a harp.
Yeah, and it's unusual for there to be an adornment on the inside of the
Yeah.
bead, so you do notice that.
Okay. I don't think I would recognize it. I'm
Yeah,
real
I'll flick the bead over to the other dwarf.
I work with dead people. The harpers usually take care of their own.
Who would do this to a dwarf?
that's what I need to figure out.
Who would do this to a dead body? Jesus Christ!
Calm down,
Cody,
slap you.
You don't know that this person
My
was
character, like,
dead.
Hero and
Two.
Josh, you guys are outside
You gotta,
kind of
like,
staring
slap
face to
your
face at
customer
these very
ribcage.
mean-looking dwarves. These are not your normal friendly dwarves. These are dwarves with weapons, and they look grouchy. And you hear all
staring at
sorts
them?
of... Yeah, you're just standing on the dock kind of staring at them. They're kind of glaring.
You're looking at a dead body.
And you hear
You're looking
shouting
at
and
dwarves.
weird, all sorts of strange noises coming from
But I
the
gotta
mouth.
run in there to see what's happening with the thunder.
Yeah, they don't stop you. You walk inside. You see these guys
Yeah.
examining a dead body.
As does my guy see what the dead body looks like?
Yep.
I'm like, I'm not
And
going.
my guy's like, what happened?
like, no,
was it? This is nowhere near. Like, if this thing was alive, I would have blasted this 25 times with my thunder cannon.
Alright, well, look, everyone, let's just calm down. There's no point in doing this here and now. At the very least, we should move this whole discussion
fight
to a more
now?
private location.
You should get in a better coffin, you heathen.
That can be arranged as well,
If
but
we
let's
move
just
it out
do
of
it
here,
not
it's
here.
because we're burning it later.
I mean, I'm lighting some incense already. That's kind of like burning it. I'm just like,
We can decide what to do with it later.
If we move it out of here, it's because we're burning it.
well, we can't burn it in the middle of a cargo hold. Because we're in like a box. I'm not gonna light the box on fire. I'm in the box. Let's not light the box.
Alright, let's just move it first and decide what to do with it
If we move it
afterwards.
out of here, we're burning it.
Otherwise, what, you want to just leave it here and not burn it?
Yes.
No, we gotta take it, then we gotta
We
give it
have to
proper
move
burial.
it.
And then maybe also
We
burn it to be
need-
sure.
yes, proper burial.
And then consecrate
I
the
agree.
ground. I'm doing the whole 9 yards. I am not, every part of this is not okay. This is like,
Thank you, Alexander, for being the voice of reason.
I'm
I speak reason as well.
being all grumpy, and then I'm like lighting the
This
incense
is like
sticks.
a sea devil. My guy's like. Wait, does my guy have pictures of things? Has my guy heard a description of a sea devil?
No, I don't think so.
My guy's read every book in every library, in every great library. My guy's even
Yeah, but it was too much, Cody. You're overwhelmed,
my
and you're
guy's
kind of
been
shocked.
My guy's been to Candlekeep.
Wow.
So, and my
What
guy's
is
read every
that?
book in Candlekeep. So there's
Okay, so grab the body, letting them grab the body, take it to your drop spot.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm not touching
You-
that thing.
Where is
Carted-
this drop spot? How far away is it?
Oh yeah, how far do we have to carry this weird looking box with the tentacles hanging out
So,
the
so
city?
it's at a Harper safe house that have done some of your training and some of your other drops, which is kind of on the other side of the docks in a little bit. So you're kind of more in a sailor tavern-y kind
Wait,
of
does
area.
anybody have fireball?
Much more foot traffic and stuff like that, but there are lots of alleys and ways to slip through. You're comfortable moving the box pretty covertly through things. There are city guards and stuff, but you avoid them. You get to the safe house, do your secret knock, get the door open, get inside, bring the casket. There is a senior member of the Harper that you have seen once or twice giving instructions. You've never actually met him formally.
Okay.
He is talking to two other agents about something called the Xanathar and collecting additional evidence for his reemergence.
Oh, Mike is like, who is the
Yeah, 'cause that's what you want.
Mike says, I'm interested in the Xanathar. May you tell me about him?
Reemergence.
What do you know of the Xanathar?
Mikey says, I'm interested in knowing
you
about him.
cannot.
I've heard about him once in Candlekeep.
Well, we had always thought that he was a
Beholder?
A legendary Thieves Guild member from decades ago who was overthrown through some kind of internal schisms within the Thieves Guild.
Wait, I've heard about this dinosaur. Is it true that he has a pet goldfish?
I don't know anything about a pet goldfish, but I do know that he has recently seems to be having some kind of the name coming from the real dregs of the Thieves Guild. You know, the beneath the were-rat scum seem to be organizing in his behalf and seeking something that perished long ago. We don't really understand what that means, but they seem to be very focused on recovering some relic or artifact that was lost to them at some point. Their investigation has been slipshod and obvious. Their agents are untrained and undisciplined, often uneducated and easily captured and questioned. However, in the process of this investigation, we have lost many of our best agents, which we cannot explain. These are agents that would never be taken by these amateurs. And so the relic that you've got us today is the first concrete clue. This is one of our finer agents. He'd been underground working in the Were-Rats Guild for about 6 years. The fact that his body has been transformed and deformed like this makes no sense to us. We can't explain it. We had heard rumors that it existed. We had to contact the Zentharum to get it out of their clutches. And we need to do some pretty extensive investigations, perhaps a raise dead ritual, to continue communicating with him and see what happened to him. So thank you very much for retrieving this.
You're going to raise this thing?
That's kind of the problem. We're not really sure what to do with this thing. We're going to take it back. Yeah. The information that the agent...
though, at the very
Oh, absolutely. Of course. He was a valued agent for years.
We can bring stuff back to life.
He's going to be
We're looking for an
buried
orc.
and
An
honored.
orc that
He's
is very
already
weird.
gone. Best to burn it and not take chances.
And he's waterlogged. That's going to be kind of hard to burn. But
Yeah, that's interesting. This water that is surrounding him does not appear to be seawater. Was there anything in the cargo vessel that would indicate where the body came from? Was it off of a boat? I mean, so...
we recognized I recognized he was drowned in a river.
Drowned in a river. Huh. Okay, that's unusual. You know, we have agents patrolling that, and he wasn't working near the river necessarily. He'd been working with the sewers.
Wait, the sewers
Where was the last place
technically
you
a
see?
river. The placement came from the
That's a great question. So he was underground with the were-rats. He was pretending to be a were-rat in an investigation that we've been ongoing for a long time to try to shut down their operations here in Waterdeep. We think that it's mostly being funded by foreign interests. And in his investigation of the were-rats, we assume he stumbled upon something else and was following up on those leads. We don't have any reports from him for 3 days before he disappeared. The last report we received from him was very normal.
In the were-rats. And where... Do we know... Would I know where the were-rats are, or...?
Within the Thieves Guild, there's a bunch of guys that are were-rats. They live in the sewers. They come out and steal. Basically, breaking and entering is what they... So within the Thieves Guild, lots of different structures. You're not sure how they all work. Were-rats are not one of the high-end criminal parts of the Empire, right?
Classic.
And there wouldn't be any way to tell if he was drowned in a sewer by smelling him, would there?
So,
I
mean...
it's decomposing anyway. It's going to smell anyway, so you couldn't really tell if that's sewer smell
It's not
or
salt
bodies.
water is pretty much all they're able to identify. Which was their first thought, you know, like drowned
Hey,
at sea
how
kind
about
of
we ask the
situation, but
scientists?
Clearly that's not what happened.
My guy's like a genius.
Right. Are you going to examine the body?
Yes.
So, you have been doing some research on a chemical that's used by collectors of fish tanks and other fish supplies to purify water from the river so that it doesn't damage their unique and exotic specimens.
Yes, my guy checks for this mineral.
You almost immediately recognize that it is, there are trace elements on this body.
So my guy will check what elements there are.
Trace elements of the water purification mineral.
Maybe we should scrape off the water purification mineral off him. Wait, the were-rats are stealing the mineral used to purify water for the fish tanks that private investors buy from the dwarves. It all makes sense now.
That makes
They
sense.
caught him, they drowned him in that stuff. Someone cast a spell on him.
Josh,
It makes sense.
you good?
I don't know. Kind of
Alright,
don't
they
know
say-
what's going on.
So I'm assuming he's telling us all this about Do we know where this water purification unit or whatever it is sold? Or
Dwarves bring it down from the mountains, and it's sold in normal kind of exotic pet supply centers and other animal places.
But we've got the dwarven connection.
Yeah, for sure. So we're going to do some cutscenes real quick, right? So you guys continue your investigation. You meet with the lords again. You bring up this guy, Xanathar. They tell you more information about Xanathar. He is a ancient crime boss. They think he's still active in the city. And that there's a tacit agreement between the lords of Waterdeep and him so that he will not ever rise up and cause any open hostilities. He does most of his work just outside the city. But he is connected to the criminal underground. They have also heard rumors that he has become more active lately. They don't know why. It appears that there had been some kind of internal power struggle or bizarre battle or something that occurred within his organization. They don't know anything about the missing Harper agents. They hadn't heard about that. They hadn't noticed that in their investigations. The overall crime in the city has not really changed or been modified, so they don't think it's any kind of street battle or battle for control of a specific domain or market or anything like that. Emerald Armclave, you go talk to those guys, and they really have... I mean, this all seems to be kind of an internal Waterdeep kind of problem. They really don't have any kind of background or anything that they can help you with.
That's fine.
You, though, and your focus on the Dwarven connection, right? You do... in talking to people, it seems like the dwarves are connected to this somehow, right? There seems to be a lot of Dwarven stuff, and... you've kind of been learning to work as a secret agent. You guys are all kind of like doing daily investigation and just listening for news and that kind of stuff and trying to help. Without engaging the Beholder, you spent the last several weeks hunting for leads inside the seedier wards of Waterdeep, hoping constant ebb and flow of transit population in these parts of the city might bear fruit, and evidently you weren't wrong. So one night you guys are addressed by a dwarf who seems to have some additional information. He basically takes you to a warehouse. Despite being dressed in fine clothes, the dwarf you spoke with, what was his name again, was certainly a tough customer and smart too. He knew a thing or two, and it wasn't long before you found yourself standing in a dark alleyway looking down a short set of steps at the entrance of an alleged safe house of the Xanathar's organization. You took every precaution when breaking and entering, but the door swung wide, there was a bright flash, and then everything faded to black. So during the course of your investigation, you found this safe house. You attempted to break into the safe house. It turned out to be a trap. It exploded. Fade to black, fade to white. You find yourselves laying on a beach.
Oh, yeah. My box of minis is under there. Someone can grab me that.
This box?
Yep, that box. That's my box of minis.
That is
mine. That's his box of mini.
Holy cow, Cody. Look at all those.
He's a pro.
Does everyone have a mini? You have your mini. Do you have a mini? Do you need a mini?
I have a mini.
Mini.
Unless you got a little...
What are you playing? You playing a barbarian?
Dwarf barbarian.
There's my dwarf barbarian.
Beautiful.
What are you playing? You playing the sorcerer?
love it.
Do you have a dwarf sorcerer or anything? I got the tiefling sorcerer that's close enough.
Dwarf. I do have a tiefling sorcerer.
Well, no, I already have.
Here, Josh, let's put the minis laying down on this
dwarf.
beach.
I have
start
this
here.
dude. He's kind of dwarf-like.
I'm good. I'll stick with what I got.
Alright, cool. Let's see what you got then. Alright.
The only one without color.
Cool.
Everybody good?
Yeah, we're all
So
set.
kind of steamrolled you a little bit there just to keep things moving.
Nice.
You got a general sense of what's going on though and where you guys are. Okay.
Yep.
You regain consciousness and find yourself lying inside a large cavern on a rocky beach. On the beach nearby, a milky orb, a little bigger than a human fist, rests in the middle of a magic circle, pulsating slowly with light. It is the only light in the chamber. A large pool of dark water dominates nearly half the cavern. Okay, so you guys are regaining consciousness here. This green area is dark water. There's algae growing on it. It looks murky, very not clear. The room is pitch black. This is, there are arcane symbols glowing in a like light blue, kind of that medium healthy magic color. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
In the sand, though, they're not carved into stone or written. They're actually like the sand is just kind of glowing in those spaces in a kind of three-dimensional thing.
That's cool.
And then in the center of that, there's a much smaller, this big orb,
Okay.
milky. It's
Floating.
almost like pearl. It's a little bit off the sand, so it's 4 to 8 inches off the sand. but it's emitting a great deal of light, and it's kind of strobing or flickering. So where you guys are, you do have, you know, you can't see it. There's light in here. You're not using your dark vision or whatever, but it is creepy. The ceiling is about 15 feet high. The pebble beach that you're on, the pebbles are large. So not small grains of sand kind of things, but like large volcanic rock maybe, but large pieces of rock.
Okay.
On the beach. And then this is all water here. We covered that already.
Yeah.
Can my guy like do a check
far
on?
deep is
Can my guy?
How far deep is the
check the
cabin?
chromatic
This
orb?
is the whole cavern.
Okay.
Oh,
You're
okay.
in this room. There's
Okay.
where the black line is. I don't know. Maybe it's too light, but there's not like a massive camera. You're not in a cave. You're in a. There's 4 walls and a 15-foot high ceiling, and that's it.
And it's all rock.
It's all made of this weird, large pebbles.
Okay, I want to pick up one of those and place it on one of the runes. Like one
Okay.
of the pebbles.
So you're gonna.
Pick it up and place it on.
You want? Let's just, here.
Okay.
We'll just go around.
Alright.
Just make sure we get everybody. So Josh, what do you want to do? Green algae, kind of dark water, magical circle.
I'm gonna. Is there any like plants or any?
Okay, so you get up and start looking for plants and wildlife. The water is not like flowing at all. It's stagnant water, and there's a lot of algae growing on it. Maybe around the edge, maybe almost like a 2-inch thick algae cover.
Wait. Does this? My guy's gonna.
Wait. Let's go here, Cody.
I want to.
You're gonna pick up a rock. Okay, absolutely.
And I want to put it on one of the runes that's on the.
All right, so
where the orb
you
is.
are this guy. You
Yeah.
carry a rune and you set a rock on the rune.
Right
Okay,
on top of it.
yeah. You set it on top of it. Nothing. It doesn't explode or anything weird happens, right?
Okay.
And you set it on. It covers the rune, and everything stays the same. Nothing changes immediately.
I am going to.
I'm not gonna touch it because I'm gonna let go up. I don't know. I'm not touching nothing.
Yeah. Let's see here what I want to do.
Next
I
thing
don't have any like
Everybody in songs.
damaging spells that I can use
I
on
think the
non-living.
river's gonna choke us.
Yeah. I guess I'll
Yeah, flip runes on the crystal. Huh?
Like, there's,
I'm just gonna like step into the circle and see what happens.
All right. So we're gonna you get up and
Yeah.
walk into the circle.
Yep.
We're gonna kind of cut with you guys and kind of let everyone get a chance before we start. There is gonna be a reaction.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I just want to examine the
Where
orb.
you're here. All right. So you get up and also start. Are you gonna cross into the circle, or are you gonna stay outside the circle?
I just get look at it from afar.
Okay. So you're here.
Yeah,
And you're looking at the orb. So it
it's
is
better than to step on glowing runes.
it is emitting a great deal of light or light. It is it doesn't look like a rock or like a pearl, but it's kind of pearl colored. It's more milky though. And it looks biological in nature, perhaps more than
It's not
stone.
magical.
Definitely emitting magic, right? So are you attuned? You're attuned to the weave at some level. You're sorcerer, right? Yeah. We got a shit ton of magic, or we've got a great deal of magic in this space, right?
Magic for days.
A lot of magic. Cody?
my guy's gonna go touch the rune.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Two
So,
reactions.
so as you guys start interacting with the runes, you hear in your head, "Welcome, heroes. I am so glad you have come to rescue me. I've been trapped here for so long."
What?
The orb seems to be telepathically communicating to you.
My guy says, is this the orb speaking or someone in the river?
Yes, no, this is the orb. I'm glad that you're here. I need you to carry me to safety immediately.
So my guy's holding him.
You're gonna
Okay.
grab it?
Yeah, like.
Okay, isn't someone else already grabbing it?
I walked into the circle. I didn't pick it up.
Okay, so
I'm the one holding it.
so you're standing on the blue arcane circle. Nothing seems to be happening, right? So, or no, you're not.
I'm
You're
standing.
I
Right.
just put the rock on the circle.
right. Nothing. That doesn't seem to do anything.
Okay.
The perhaps it started communicating because that happened, right? That all kind of happened at the same time.
Okay.
So there may have been some break the circle, starts communicating, but it's communicating in a very kind of friendly, calm, rational voice.
Like, hey, how are ya?
How far out does this water go?
I'm
Do I
a rock.
see like the rock at the end of
This
it?
black line is the chamber. So you see this chamber.
Oh, we do. Oh, we
And
do
there's
see
just
the chamber.
water going to the edges here. And then growing along, the edges appear shallow, and growing along the edges there's a great deal of algae.
Okay. I wanna,
The water is still, though. There's no current at all. It's just stagnant water.
Can I take my Warhammer and...
Let's.
Oh, good.
We can go play with the water in a second. So you're not grabbing the orb.
No,
Nobody wants to grab the orb.
Grab the orb. That's all you do.
Okay.
I'm just gonna ask it first. Who are you, and why should we trust you?
Mysterious glowing orb.
Yeah.
I'm
My
not
name is
even
the Dawn's
paying attention
Beacon.
to anything.
I was trapped here by the evil Xanathar, and I need to be freed immediately.
Why?
I'm a tremendous force of good, and the glowing gets brighter. And his evil is permeating this city and must be stopped.
Why?
Who is Xanathar?
Nailed it.
Xanathar is a powerful evil monster from a forgotten plane.
Isn't he a beholder, like he says?
Correct. A beholder, an eye tyrant.
And doesn't he have a
I
goldfish?
see what you mean.
Does he have a goldfish?
Goldfish, I think you're right.
And I heard he was obsessed with it in Candlekeep.
He's obsessed with a great deal of evil.
That would be
So he's communicating. You're all hearing this. He's communicating telepathically. The Dawn's Beacon seems to be trapped here. Seems to want to be released. Once you have attuned to me, I can present you the ability to breathe water and help you escape from here.
Okay.
Can I see if it's lying to me?
Yep.
Cool.
Okay.
I want to get in on this.
Alright, that's gonna be an 11. How about you?
13.
Okay.
Okay. So the things that he has said so far, the things he has said about Xanathar, the things that he has said about helping you escape and helping him escape, absolutely does not seem to have any ulterior
do
motive
I add
whatsoever.
intelligence to my check or wisdom?
Cool. I guess, none of us...
Yeah, Cody, what did you get?
Water.
I rolled a 17
Unless-
plus what?
Yeah.
Insight.
With my wisdom?
Yeah,
Or my
yeah.
intelligence?
Wisdom, right?
So
Insight
it's
wisdom.
Yeah, wisdom.
18.
Yeah.
I wish
What is
I
it?
was
I got an 18.
Right, you like them. I mean,
Last
the
time
voice
I
is
was
calm and
with you, I was
reassuring.
rock guy,
The
so
request
I didn't
seems
break
reasonable.
anything.
Attunement seems like a very good idea.
Water.
You just being in its proximity, you realize that this is an ancient artifacty type magic. This is big magic. Like this
Okay.
is not a small
Is
little
there
orb.
any
This is
fish in the water or anything?
okay. So let's stay with the orb and then we'll do water exploration. Just a sec, Josh.
Okay.
You're checking the water. You're checking things. So
So I'll
Doing
do
big
it.
you will
things.
okay. So you started tuning to the
Big
orb.
man things.
You wanted to interact with the water.
I actually
Josh
wanna-
wants to interact with the water.
Before I do the water, I want to take one hit against one
I'm
of
just
the wall.
looking.
You're hitting what against the wall?
The wall.
The Warhammer against the
His
wall.
weapon.
You're taking
Oh.
your weapon
My weapon.
and
gosh.
slamming it into the wall.
What is
Into the
Okay.
wall, yeah.
So the wall is made up of pebbles very similar, or rocks similar to what you're standing on.
When you
You're gonna collapse
you-
the ceiling and we're all
Yeah,
gonna
as you
die.
embed your warhammer into one, right, and then they're tightly packed, but it's not like it's not like a carved cavern,
Don't
right? It's
kill
more
us,
like loosely
okay?
packed rock
Okay.
with this chamber inside of it. You are able to kind of pull some out, and it does kind of resettle and collapse a little bit.
Okay.
Is that kind of, you want to do more than you're a dwarf, right? So you have good knowledge of rocks and where you guys are, right?
Yeah.
I was
Loose
thinking-
gravel quarry is kind of the sense you get. Air holes within that, right? That have been
Okay.
either dug out or eroded by water, perhaps. Maybe this is occurred because of some water pressure kind of thing.
Huh.
Do I get a sense of location as far as like, is there somewhere in Waterdeep that we could be, based on the rocks and the water that we're seeing, or is
Right?
it,
No,
like,
great.
somewhere else?
So the rocks that you are seeing are not from Waterdeep. This is
Okay.
not naturally occurring rock. This is volcanic rock, or some kind of volcanic-like rock. It is
It's
from far
igneous.
away, right? You would expect this to come from a more volcanic region, right? Like maybe north, like Icewind Dale or someplace up there where they might have brought this rock. It doesn't. You're not in someplace naturally occurring in or around Waterdeep.
Okay.
And also not someplace where the dwarves would go, right? Dwarves don't dig in this kind of rock. This is not mining material. This is weird kind of cheap topsoil rock. Is that a? I don't know if that makes any sense. I'm not a geologist, but we can ask our scientists.
Igneous. It was just made from volcanoes?
It appears to be primarily just volcanic rock.
So like it hasn't changed from water and wind
Correct.
so it's igneous.
You're in the Christmas.
And it hasn't
Josh, did you want to
sustained
interact with the
pressure?
water?
What? I
Wait,
just
does
want
it
to look
sustain
in water.
pressure?
There is some pressure here, but not a
I
lot.
want to take a torch and just see if there's any living things.
You're gonna light a torch. Okay, you
Please
light a
don't
torch.
be the main-
Normal
the
light.
dead
Everything
person.
seems fine.
Alive.
You hold it over the water. No movement in the water. Like there's algae and there's a torch over the algae. The water, though brackish, does appear to be fresh water, right? So it is, you can see down. And as you look down here, this circle here, it looks like there's a tunnel or something kind of going out of the bottom in that direction. So it appears that at the bottom of that bed of water there is like a passageway underwater.
Hey guys, come here.
I remember two types. There's igneous, metamorphic, and something else. I forgot the last name of rocks called.
You know.
This makes no sense.
Sedentary.
This makes no
is
sense.
great.
The last thing we were doing.
Sedimentary.
Sedentary.
Sedimentary.
Does it look like we're in a fish tank?
Sedimentary.
No,
Sedimentary.
you're in
Sedimentary is
a
made from
rock
pressure.
cave.
So is
That's
this
not-
like made from like pressure and?
All right, what do you guys
Guys,
think?
this makes no sense. The last thing we were doing was going after Xanathar
And we were in Waterdeep.
in Waterdeep,
Commodity.
and now we wake up
Igneous
and
or
we're here
metamorphic?
next to something that apparently he is kept captive, but is a powerful force against it.
Wait. If he saw us come in, he should know the way out.
Yes, that's what the orb is saying. That.
Oh.
Yeah.
But we're saying
What's
it
your
has-
name?
agree.
I'm
How-
asking the
how are
orb.
we-
What's your name?
Did anybody
The-
curious in here?
The
or-
orb has identified itself as the Dawn's Beacon.
The Dawn's Beacon.
Hey, Dawn's
Again, this
Beacon. Did
makes no
anybody
sense.
curious here or anything? Dawn's Beacon.
Well, I mean, there could be magic involved. I mean, I don't know the ways of magic, but I
Just
feel like
Zach.
But
you're-
why would they
definitely
take us
possible.
here if this
So we
thing
can
is
die?
supposedly something
Sorry, come
that's a
here
powerful force
first.
against him? If the last thing we knew is we were going after him,
maybe he's trying to